Ladies and gentlemen, meet the brand new 2017 Smart Electric Drive. Yes, it's the electric car made by Mercedes, and Mercedes flew me down here to test drive this two-seater. And coming up right now, my friend Nick and I are going to jam ourselves into a Smart, and we're going to see if this car is more style than substance. So I was on the first program that had the first version of this, and you know, this is built on the new chassis. It's bigger actually.
Yes.
And I actually measured how big it is, and it's surprisingly big for a smart car. Let's go to that video. How short is it? Well, let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 feet, or about 2 feet longer than 6 feet, which is as tall as I am, which makes it pretty much an ideal city car.
8 feet's giant. That's like twice my height.
It is very big, but you still look kind of goofy driving the car because you're basically sitting at the back end of the car when you see somebody driving it, right? I mean, the back is, I could reach back and touch the end of the car. Okay, I can't, not quite, almost.
You can grab anything out of the luggage compartment, out of the trunk, or the boot, as we'd say in England. I could. And the great thing, of course, about electric cars is the torque, and this has 118 pounds of torque, which pound-feet of torque, you guys always correct me, which translates to that. That's good, huh? All right, it's not huge, but it's good. You know, you can live with it. I'm also kind of surprised at how much design they put into the car. There are ups and downs of this vehicle. The definitely up is the design. This vehicle they have put a lot of thought into. There is a lot of structure on the inside. Things are well placed, they're clear, they're easy to read. They're a little different, like the speedometer is a little strange, the way that that's set up. It took me a few seconds to work out how to read what speed I was doing, because it's way on the outside of the gauge cluster, and then on the inside of the gauge cluster you have all your information about where you're going, how much power you have, how many miles an hour, lots of pieces of information that I probably wouldn't need on a daily basis.
Under the hood of this electric car, well, it's basically nothing. It's where you put in your windshield wiper fluid, because this is an electric car. There is a 17.6 kilowatt hour battery that sits under the back seats. It also has an 80 horsepower motor that puts out 118 pound-foot of torque, and the range is about, well, 70 to 80 miles between charge-ups. However, there are some things that are rather missing, like there's no place to put your phone.
Or phones.
Yeah, phones. There's really no place to put your phone.
We're just like stacking them on top of each other.
I guess you could put them over here, but that's kind of.
Then you have no place to put your water bottles.
Yeah, it's really an interesting oversight considering how much phones have become part of our daily life.
And didn't you notice that this is the largest water bottle you can get in the water bottle holder?
It's pretty small, yeah.
So obviously, the drinking for elven folk, I don't know.
And the other thing, of course, about a smart car is, now that we're going through kind of the negatives, is that it's got a very short wheelbase, which means that the ride can be a little jarring. There's not a lot of, there's not a lot of space between the wheels to soak up the bumps, so you do kind of feel every bump in the road. I
haven't been concerned so much with the bumpiness. I mean, I have plenty of leg room, but it seems like taller people, maybe people that need lumbar support in a car.
There is none.
There is none.
There is none, yeah. So there is some interesting cost cutting. But in general, you know, at 6'2", I fit relatively comfortably in this car. I have a massive sunroof. We have, you know, adequate shoulder room.
Yes.
So
we're not on top of each other.
No, we're not on top of each other. And it is very quiet.
Right.
Of course, the biggest party trick of this car is the fact that you can park it not only, you know, with its butt in the parking space, but that it has, I'll show you, look at this, Nick. Do you think I could make a U-turn here without actually...
On a single lane road?
On a single lane road, yeah. What is that, about 13 feet, right, that I've got there?
Less.
That's probably less, so let's see if I can make a U-turn. Pretty much on a dime, Nick. Look at that.
Which is, yeah, and that's the great thing about the car. Easy to park, easy to turn, even if it's illegal in Florida to do that.
You think it was illegal?
I don't know.
This is illegal over here. I don't think that one was illegal. So yeah, for an urban car, it's got a lot of good utility. Check this out. there is a dual opening tailgate. So while there isn't a hell of a lot of room back here, think about this space as good for probably 2 overnight roll-on bags. It is easy to get into, and there is this kind of clamshell way of getting at your stuff, be it not a lot of stuff.
I still have these things from cars I don't own anymore because I'll take them out.
Yeah, I know.
And so if you're living in a city, the idea is you don't want to take this into your apartment, haul it upstairs. So this actually collapses and stores into
the lower slot
cutouts there, which makes it easy because the passenger seat folds flat and you can get objects 5 feet in length in there. So no problem if you have a
stubby space.
So if you want to secure a few items in here, not to be seen, or just have a little bit extra storage, we do have this here.
That's where you keep your gun.
Exactly.
But you can't get to it. Well, maybe you could. It's such a short distance.
Yeah, it's such a short, you can just reach back and unlatch it depending on how long your arm is. But this also holds up to 220 pounds, so you can sit on it tailgate as well without having any worries.
Let's face it, a lot of people buy regular cars, but they lease electric cars because they know that inherently the technology is going to improve. Right. So why buy today's technology when you could lease it and buy tomorrow's technology? And I remember when this version came out, the smart electric car in the last generation, you could lease it for $129 a month, which is pretty incredible when you think about it.
Right.
Once upon a time, the Mini was the smallest car, right, you could buy.
Right.
And the Mini has now become almost like the size of a Volkswagen Golf, right? They're no longer Mini. And I think that actually even this smart car, which is the smallest car you can buy now, is actually bigger than the original Mini.
Pricing has yet to be released for the new smart electric car, as does MPGE, or the miles per gallon equivalent for an electric car. Now, I started this review by asking, is this car more style over substance? And you know what? Maybe it is. But maybe that doesn't matter if you live in a place like this artsy neighborhood in Miami, where you care more about the look of a car than you do necessarily about its utility, its room, and its range. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and you know what? Real world reviews. See you next time.